what I'd like to do is make this real, and I'm going to turn the stage over to Brad Peterson, our Vice President of Marketing. Thank you.
Gordon, thank you. All right. We are going to get into the 3 flavors, and we're going to see them all right now, okay? So, and you know, I wish I had ice cream sandwiches to hand out to everyone, but you know what? I think we may have something for you a little later. So, by the way, the first flavor, standalone, and then we have integrated and we have embedded. So we're going to look at each one of those. Now, the first one, standalone, it starts with the thing that we do, the first thing that we do every single day. You guys are thinking right now, and I know you're thinking of different things, right? What is the first thing you do? I don't care if you're at home or you're here at the hotel or wherever you are. We are a hyper-connected world now. What is the first thing we do? Right? Exactly. We open up the first device that's close by. It's usually right on the nightstand, about 1 arm length away, right? You just grab it and pull it in. Now, I know some people are clutching it and holding it all night. I can see it happening right there. Okay, fine. We have to get to it. We're hyper-connected. And by the way, soon we'll have watches that don't even come off our wrist, so we'll always be connected, all right? But in this case here, we pull our device open, and it looks like this. And in the email, we have, well, look what I have here on the top email I got this morning. It's an offer letter for a company. Interesting, Worldwide Co. If I come down in here, I don't actually see a PDF or a Word file. I see a review document, which is an invitation to connect in securely into DocuSign, right? Securely connect in and review this document, and there it is. Wow, it's an offer letter. If I pop into here and zoom in fact, I'm going to even turn this sideways so you'll see it even better. I can take a look at this offer letter and see all the terms and so forth and zoom down through and see that the manager's already signed it. It's already DocuSigned it. And I come below, and then there's my space, right? I can actually sign here. So I do, right? I don't print this and sign it and scan it and fax it and all that. I go ahead and sign right here, adopt and sign, and now my signature is added to the offer letter. And that's that, okay? I go ahead and hit finish, and all of this is then securely sent back to DocuSign. Notifications are sent both to HR, the manager, and myself, and we all have it in our inboxes, and it's all done. So the days and the notion of receiving these files and printing them and so forth are certainly over. Now we have immediate access to it. And guess what? On this device, there actually was no DocuSign software. There was email, and there was the browser and so forth, right? There was no DocuSign. This represents the free version of DocuSign to go ahead and sign, right? And that's why, you know, it's accessible to everyone on the planet immediately. But the question is, how did this happen? How did I receive this email, right? And so that's what we're going to look at now. For the first flavor of DocuSign, the standalone version, is the notion of how did that offer get there. And for that, we're going to go ahead and come here and pop into the HR organization, okay? If I go into the HR organization and log in right here as an HR person, I can access certain information online that allows me to send these offer letters, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a file. Because in here, I have a file, an offer letter, and in the offer letter, it has the name and the salary and the terms and so forth, but when I bring it into DocuSign, it senses that and it allows me to apply a template to it. So I go, that's right, it's the offer letter template, and I hit save, okay? So that applies it right to this document. Now, it senses the format of everything in there, and it knows every offer is pretty much the same. It's got a manager, it's got the person it goes to, and other information like that. And so it brings those variables up to me here, and I can say, well, in this case, you know, the manager is Jeff, right? And it's going off to this new recruit that we have right here, and then all I have to do is say next. So it pulls that information in. It is set up to sign and send it off to the right people. And here is then the integrated offer letter here. And if I zoom down below, you can see it's already been tagged. So the manager is going to sign and put his name and his date here. And then the person that's going to hire on and join the companies has this information there. And if you choose, you can even add more information. So if I say, you know what, I want you to add a photograph here also. I can pull this attachment icon out and drop it in there, and I can even drop in a note here that says, you know, just give some instructions on what to do. Please add a photo. And then when I go off and send this, they receive their offer letter, they sign where they need, it tells them to add a photo, they pull it off their phone, and bam, it's all fully integrated together, all right? So the first flavor is pretty straightforward. That is the notion of standalone. Standalone means that you can use DocuSign through the browser that's provided or even the mobile application, okay? It's all there. Use it that way. Create templates, pull files in, marry it all together, and when you're ready to go, you push the send button and off it goes, okay? So that is standalone. Are we ready for the second flavor? Yes, okay. For the second flavor, we're going to talk integrated. So integrated is in the world where you have applications that exist already. And you want to keep your employees in those applications, and from there, they'll integrate to DocuSign seamlessly, but they stay in the app. So for that, we're going to move into the sales organization of this small little company, and there I am. So now I am on a Mac here, and you can see I've got Salesforce opened up. And when I get into Salesforce, as a salesperson, I can go ahead and click on and go ahead and log in. I can go ahead and click on an opportunity that I'm working. You can see it's right here, it's Acme. So as I'm working this opportunity, I can scroll down through as normal. I got my contacts here and my account information and so forth. But here is the point where I have all of the products that I want to sell this customer set up. So I have this hydraulic camera cylinder, you know, quantity 35, and a standard roll processor, right? No home is complete without one, right? Eric, you've got one? Yes, well, this customer is going to get 35, all right? Okay. So now what we do is we pop up to the top, and guess what we do? We integrate into that a little button, and it says DocuSign the sales order. So we do click on that button, and it does grab all that pricing information and the customer information, and it pulls it together in a template, and it brings it straight into DocuSign and then sends it right to the customer. The salesperson never had to leave Salesforce.com. They stay in there. And how many folks here actually use Salesforce.com? Boom, 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 boom. Yes, right. 73.6%. And I can't even see the overflow rooms. So of course, everyone uses this. And by the way, when I hit return and the customer finishes and fills out and signs and all that, right within Salesforce, I just scroll down and I end up seeing all the DocuSign status of any of the orders that I've sent out. And I can click and go into those statuses and see everything. So DocuSign and Salesforce integrated together. Integrated. It's an application you want your sales folks to stay in, and they do, but when that moment comes, pulls DocuSign in, does the secure DTM transaction, then leaves them right back in Salesforce. Now, one other good example of integrated is Office 365. So let's go and take a look at that. So if I come back to my PC here, I come in here and I see a document on the desktop, and it's called the sales agreement. So here with Office 365, and Word 2013, I can open up a doc. Now this is a little more complex because I'm actually editing the terms and conditions inside here. But when I'm all done, and the partner I'm working with is in agreement as well, I can go up to review and I can say accept all changes right here. Boom. And then all changes are accepted. Well, that's good. Negotiations are over. And what I want to do now is get the signatures going. So if I go up to insert and then my apps, you can see DocuSign is actually integrated right in. So what I can do is I can go ahead and pick that, and it'll allow me to take all this information right here, double click on that, and over on the right-hand side, it gives me integrated DocuSign choices, okay? So the agreement that I have and the terms and conditions that are finished and agreed on by both parties are set to go, and I can go over here on the side and I can say, let's send this to me and others. So it knows what to do, right? It grabs my information because it's going to go to me first so that I can sign it. And then it's going to grab the information associated with the customer or the partner, whoever I'm working with. It'll take that information and combine them together and bring it to DocuSign and secure it all in the cloud, okay? So let's go ahead, and then that's going to show up right on the side here, right there. I come in here and I said, you know what, that's Fred Anderson. That's who my business partner is. So we put in, you know, his name in here, and we put in his email address, and we add him as a signee. So excellent. We've got 2 signees, and then we say continue. So this is the integrated version. We still have Word open. We have DocuSign open on the side. All done. And you know what? We are ready to DocuSign. And then all we do is say go to DocuSign. So it pulls all that information together again, fully integrated in. Brings it into a space where we can tag it up now, right? It's a brand new document. It's not a template, it's something that we knew about before. It pulls it all in so we can scroll down through and we can get just the right people signing in the right places. Now, in the workflow, of course, I am set up first as the first signer here, so you see my name there. And we scroll down to the bottom and, well, you know, it's pretty straightforward. I just want to be able to sign here myself. I want to put the date right in here, and then I want to put the name right above right there. And then, you know, Fred Anderson, very simple. I need you to sign down here, and automatically I'm going to put the date in there, and I'm going to put the full name in right there. Now when I hit send, all that information then again is gathered and brought into DocuSign. And it even kicks right into the DTM workflow right now. It knows I'm the first signer, so it just shows me that screen. Yeah, I want to get started. I click start, and it says I need to sign here. Boom. I sign it right there, and then I click finish, and then the workflow is gone, right? It goes back into the cloud, and then Fred Anderson is notified, and he signs, and then when he signs, we both get notifications that it's all done. So, integrated is the second flavor. We are in existing applications that you're using, and there are hundreds of those. And with integrations, you don't leave the application. We're still here, sitting inside Word, working away, but when DocuSign was needed, it was pulled up and used and made seamless to the end user. Okay? That's two flavors. Standalone, browser-based mobile, integrated applications that exist already and then integrated in seamlessly. And then the third one is embedded. So, in the world of embedded, we're talking about your applications. So your custom apps, right? A lot of times it's web applications that you have already. So when you think of T-Mobile and SolarCity and other companies like that, well, lots of money developed in their applications, web apps, and they got all sorts of training that's gone into using those apps, right? So we want to integrate into those as well. Have APIs fire right out of those applications. And when they do, you have that seamless connection in between the two. So I'm going to show you an example of that right here. So let's go ahead and pop this onto the screen and open up this application right here. It's a financial services application in banking, right? And if I go into retail banking, I have all these different operations I can do. Now, this company has this website available for their users, right? And it could even be their agents and so forth. But I'm going to go into start a wire transform. So for that, if I'm going to do a wire transfer, all I have to do is go ahead and log in down here, right? And of course, put my credentials in to make sure that this is secure. So I pop those credentials in and I log in. Now when I'm in, you can see inside this banking web application, which is yours or the customer's, it's got all my info and the joint account holders, and I can say next. So this is their web application, right? I can even go through the wire transfer steps and see all the account information, and when it looks good, I continue on. And then I get to the point where I say, you know, I want to tell them how much I want to transfer. So how much should we pop into this offshore account here? How about that? There we go, $50,000. Okay, so now I'm going to hit submit. Well, this is where the magic happens and the integration occurs, okay? It takes all of this information here and pulls it inside DocuSign to make sure that it is an official transaction. It lays it out in this format here so that you can see everything that we had entered in is in the right place. And then when you get to the bottom here, you go down to the bottom and you DocuSign, okay? Boom, done. Okay, when that's there, you hit finish and it is totally complete. And then where does it leave you? It leaves you right back in that application, okay? So whether it is standalone with our apps, integrated into applications that you've purchased, or the third flavor, applications that you have created, we will be there. We will be integrated and make this seamless and flawless, all right? Now, in the process of sharing these examples, you have seen several different devices that I've pulled out of my mobility jacket, right? And it's loaded today.